Good afternoon, everyone. This is Melissa Thomas of Florida National News coming to you with the FNN Politics and Power Series for your Thursday, July 30th, 2020. Thanks for tuning in. And this is the wrap up of Ambassador Week. So today we'll be speaking to Dr. Rudy Moise, who is a actual former ambassador at large for the nation of Haiti. That's why we brought him in. And we're so grateful to have him on the show today. But just to give you guys a little bit of a backstory on Dr. Rudy Moise, if you're not familiar with him, particularly if you're maybe not from the South Florida area. He is very well known in the South Florida community. He is a community leader and a philanthropist there, as well as a medical doctor. If you read the description below, you saw that he's a quintuple threat. He is someone who has worn very many hats. He is a retired Air Force Reservist, so he retired from the Air Force with many honors, and congratulations to him. He also, just to give you a little bit more of a bio on him, Dr. Moise spent his life dedicating himself to the principles of family, scholarship, entrepreneurship, and philanthropy. He used his vast experience and fortitude to create opportunities in his community. Dr. Moise has always believed that America is the land of opportunity. So after immigrating to Chicago from Haiti as a teenager, he completed his college education and then his medical degree at the Chicago College of Osteopathic Medicine. He went on to obtain his law degree and a master's in business administration from the University of Miami. As an entrepreneur and business leader, Dr. Moise has created jobs and diverse businesses that employ more than 300 people. He is currently the founder and CEO of Comprehensive Health Center, a primary healthcare facility in South and Central Florida. There are multiple locations. Dr. Moise was named one of the finalists for Best Physician of the Year award by the South Florida Business Journal. So congrats to him on that. And indebted to America for the opportunities he was given, he decided to enlist in the U.S. Air Force Reserve, where he served as a flight surgeon and a colonel. He retired back in April 2013 as the highest ranking Haitian American officer in the U.S. Air Force Reserve after 21 years of service. So he made history while he was there as well. Dr. Moise has received numerous awards and recognitions for his outstanding public service and community leadership. He is the past recipient of the MCCJ Humanitarian of the Year Award, the American Diabetes Father of the Year Award, and the 2012 Dorothy Shula Outstanding Volunteerism Award from the United Way of Miami-Dade County. Dr. Moise is a devoted family man, husband, and father of two beautiful children, Rudy Jr. and Maya. Now, without further ado, I will bring in Dr. Rudy Moise. Welcome to the show.
Hi,
How's it
how are
going?
you?
Doing good. All right. So do me a favor and look a little to your right. Yeah, the lens is there. There you go.
Okay,
All right. There we go. Yeah. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate you.
a pleasure.
All right. So, starting right off, I did want to ask, how have you and your family been during the COVID-19 pandemic? How have you guys been holding up in terms of health and safety?
Like, the families has been very, very, challenging. The way that we should live obviously changed significantly. Um, but safety obviously is important. And me as
Hmm.
a physician, I have to preach safety.
Right.
Wearing a mask is a must.
Right.
Keeping social distancing, avoid crowd. Anything to keep us healthy.
Right.
Unfortunately, I wish more people would listen to these advices because as you watch the news and read the newspaper and watch TV, looks like people still out there not wearing the mask. They're still out there in crowds and having parties and things like that. And that's why the rates of the COVID-19 is keep increasing, particularly in Florida. So this is very sad, but we have to keep pushing and tell people to do the right thing and family as well. I just came from a trip, and as I came home, my wife told me, "Wear your mask," you know, because
Quick reminder.
so I have to wear a mask in my own house. To not make sure that nobody gets contaminated. So this is to tell you how strict that we have to do things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, thank you. And thank you for being the example. That's very important, as someone who is in the medical community. And I did want to, I mentioned it in the bio, but you wore a lot of hats. So Have you ever found yourself kind of leveraging multiple skill sets in one, or being in one lane, such as with the Air Force, or being in the lane of being a medical doctor and kind of drawing from the skills of one of your other hats, because you're also an actor in addition to having the law degree, in addition to being a medical doctor and having the military experience? Kind of talk about how you're able to leverage your skills.
Of course, yes, this happens all the time. And in fact, because I have these multiple degrees and also responsibilities, I'm able to blend as much as I can everything together. For example, I'm not actively practicing law. However, when I give you all my contracts, in medicine, you're always signing contract with somebody. So I give you all my contracts. And if it's something complicated, then that's when I call my attorney and say, look, please, I need some assistance in this, for example. In terms of, I have an MBA, so business I do business. The medical is medical business, and I'm also an entrepreneur. So then I use my MBA skills, for this. Acting is also interesting. When you act, let's say the movie or things like that, or so on. So you play the role of a particular character. I remember one movie I played the role of a taxi driver. So I had to kind of all my demeanor have to fit into the characteristic of a taxi driver. If I'm the role of an attorney, so I have to play role. So all of these help you understand different professions because you have to know something about them. So in everyday life, so it makes me understand the different when I meet individual, when I have meetings and so on. So based on the profession, I'm able to relate to them much better because of this. So you're absolutely right. I blend everything together, and it helps me in business. He helped me with my professional and personal life because of my experience in all these fields.
Awesome. Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break, guys, and we're going to come back and talk a little bit more with Dr. Rudy Moise, find out a little bit more about the medical side of things, and talk very briefly about his experience as a former ambassador at large for the nation of Haiti. We will be right back. Please stay tuned.
You need time to stand still or get up and go. You need to unplug or to reconnect with those who matter most. You need to kick back, to dive in, to have your moment in the sun. You need a palace to lift your spirits, to taste the finer things. You need room to feed your soul, to remember why you travel. You need Lowe's. The legendary Lowe's Don Cesar Hotel, St. Pete Beach. The room you need.
All right, guys, we are back, but very briefly, we're going to take another quick commercial break. Dr. Rudy Moise and I were making sure to rotate the picture, make sure everything is looking good for you guys. So we're going to take another brief commercial break and come back and get into even more of the interview. Enjoy.
At Duke Energy, we deliver electricity and so much more, like free home energy assessments, rebates for energy-saving improvements, payment options to help you better manage your budget, and even bill credits for helping the community use less energy. So no matter what you're doing, we can help you make better energy choices every day. It's just another way we bring power to your life. How much can you save?
Mercury agents everywhere are saving people hundreds and are also there to help save the day.
That was fast.
You covered.
Thanks, agents.
Watch out!
That's my car!
Don't worry, we're here to help. For savings and service above the rest, you can count on Mercury. We're on a mission to save you money.
All this time we fought side by side. We trained together. We lost together. And now, you're the only one standing in my way.
All right, guys, welcome back. So still having a bit of technical difficulties as we continue to get into the interview, but thank you guys for being patient. All right, it looks like he's back. All right, so there we go. All right, awesome. Okay, we do have a bit of an echo though. So do you have another device that's running it in the background? Like I can see you, you're awesome. But do you have another device in the background that has audio running, like a laptop or something where the audio is playing? Ladies and gentlemen, the beauty of being live. But thank you guys for continuing to tune in, though. We appreciate you. We're going to take, let's see. All right. There we go.
Is that better?
That's better. Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate you. So continuing with the interview, I did want to touch on just very briefly your time as ambassador at large for the nation of Haiti. Just kind of briefly let our audience know what that experience was like.
A few years ago, I was appointed by the president of Haiti to be ambassador at large for investment. What it means is that it's to promote business in Haiti. As I'm speaking, it looks like this is repeating it. Can you hear me clearly? Because it looks like this is repeating.
There is a bit of, it sounds a little bit muddy or garbled. But do you have earbuds by any chance? No, don't worry about it. We can still make out what you're saying, but just letting you know, yeah.
Is that when I speak, this is repeating it? Okay. So, but anyway, I'll do the best I can. And as the ambassador at large for Haiti, my duty was to educate investors on the opportunities in Haiti. So I presented to the Chamber of Commerce, I presented to some universities around the country, and also invited some business to come to Haiti and see what the opportunities are. So it was, and I even learned a lot about Haiti myself because I had to dig and speak to a lot of people and learn about how business happens in Haiti. So it was very positive. As you know, it's not easy to do this in Haiti. There's a lot of challenges, but it's also a good opportunity. When you have issues, and it can be good or bad, but you just focus on the good and try to do the best you can.
Got you. That makes sense. And, thank you for sharing that bit of experience with us. We did want to kind of honor that portion of your life for Ambassador Week. But now we can definitely get into your current focus, which is medicine. Like you are focusing entirely on that. So talk a little bit about comprehensive health centers and how you first got that started, because obviously that has multiple locations now, and actually you recently you recently had a new facility, so kind of talk about that.
You asked so many good questions.
Thank you.
Yes, Content Health Center is a primary care facility that was created over 35 years ago. Our main location is in Miami, Florida, with 2 locations in Orlando. So every week I commute to Orlando, and I have a full staff there as well, including a nurse practitioner providing primary care. We also do, we see obviously we have a full staff. We are in the medical area, about 60, 70 people in the medical area. We also manage doctors' practices as well. Okay, and I'm very happy to say that we have a beautiful new facility that we just moved to in North Miami, and it's beautiful. I'm very proud of this facility, and then we thank the city of North Miami, CRA, for allowing us to invest in us in this part of the world. And here we are.
Awesome. Let's take a look at some of these images, shall we? This is the newer facility, correct?
That is correct. And the unit, the mobile unit that you see, we started doing out there in the community and test individuals for sexual diseases. Let's say HIV, AIDS, we test for gonorrhea, STDs, and also for hepatitis C. And then we test them. We had to get the result back in about 10 minutes. And then we recommend medication for the individuals for the treatment. And the people who are resourceful, you've been interested as you go in the community, and you have people who actually have sexual relations without protection. So in this individual, we counsel them and give them what we call PrEP, which is a medication for them to prevent for them to have HIV as well. So we've been doing this. We do this in Orlando as well. It has been very, very successful.
That's good, and definitely congrats on that. Awesome. I mean, your involvement, just being in the community with the comprehensive health centers, you've become a community leader. So kind of talk about your involvement in the community, not only with the comprehensive health center, but also just in your relations with other business entities and your involvement in organizations as well.
Sure. I'm just been I guess elected president of the Dead County Medical Association, which is all the doctors in Miami. And it's interesting. I'm the first Asian American in the last 150 years to be president of this organization. So I'm very proud of this position, and particularly in this area of COVID-19, we've reached this with that. So we have a lot of work to do. We're doing the best that we can. We're trying to recruit as many people to join your organization, because when you have the numbers, so you are powerful. Like that, we can lobby in Tallahassee for some of the issues affecting the medical community, and be helpful to our members in terms of giving information where they need to physicians who couldn't get PPEs for the staff and for themselves. We want to go to do that to our members. So we have a lot of benefits that we can provide. And I'm also involved in the other organization, Jackson New York Foundation as well. Jackson Foundation raises money to Jackson Hospital, which is one of our main hospitals here in Miami, serving the Bishop community. And we're able to get them like 12,000 masks for this period. So we're very close to it.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that as well. And I'm sure the folks were talk about the reaction of the folks who received the masks when you were able to distribute them. What kind of reaction did you get?
Sure. We gave not only to Jackson, but also to Miami Dade Ambulance, because as being first responders, when they go to the community, they need to wear the mask. Otherwise, they can catch the disease very, very easily. So we are very, very uh, appreciative because it was extremely difficult at the beginning to get this mask. Now it gets easier. It looks like masks are available, but it was extremely. In fact, um, when the news broke about the COVID-19 and that people wear a mask, we at Comprehensive bought the mask for $30 each.
Oof.
One mask and 95 for
Wow.
$30. So we bought one for all of us staff. So it cost us pretty good penny. But now, obviously, it's cheaper now. You can get it. So it's very that. Unfortunately, people take advantage of the situation during the crisis. Instead of working with you, they just want to go ahead and speak to you because they know that you need it. But now it's much easier. We can be able to get supplies. So this is a good thing. So,
Got you. Thanks for sharing that for sure. And given the pandemic and the kind of economic impact that it has had on businesses all across the board, what were your businesses, I should say plural, were your businesses affected, and did you have to apply for any kind of economic assistance?
yes, our business was severely affected. Obviously, we could not, even though our doors were open, but we're using what they call telemedicine. So the patient who had an appointment, we had to use the telephone, uh, and and and, uh, and we can speak to the patient, we can see them live, and then we discuss with them what we should do. And we also screen them, making sure that asking them if they have a symptom of the disease or something. And we did have some patients coming into the office, but obviously we have to take a temperature, making sure that they don't have they're not infected, otherwise they will contaminate the entire staff. And if I had refused to let anyone of my staff go in this pandemic, so I kept everybody at the office, even though they all knew what to do. Okay, they settle the desk and they are calling patients and they try to find something to do. And while a lot of the businesses they have to let the staff go. So it was very, very tight. We had to use all of the reserves in terms of our capital. Uh, but we did apply for the PPP, and we were successful at doing it, and that helped give us some cushion, to continue. So my staff was very, very appreciative of that. I used to some notes with no name on it. So Dr. Moise, thank you so much for keeping us. Thank you so much for not letting us go. And I felt very, very proud that I was able to do this, that with God help, I was able to manage to keep everybody employed. So, and now we are doing better. We are there testing, some patients are coming in. And of course, we have to go through the process, making sure that people are safe. We take the temperature as soon as we come to the office,
Right.
and keep the 60%. So, and the doctor, when they speak to the patient, they have to have certain things. So they have to exit the patient as we do. They obviously have to wear, the full PPE in order to do that.
Awesome. And that's great news to hear. Thank you for sharing that story, especially because there are a lot of business owners that unfortunately had to let some people go, or in some cases had to unfortunately close down. So it's great to hear, a story like yours where things actually went through positively. So, definitely congratulations on that for sure. Um, and then the other question I had, just out of curiosity, what was the most common health issue that you were seeing before the pandemic and then during the pandemic, if you will?
Um, as a family practice,
Mhm.
we see everything. We see everything. Uh, but our population, we have a lot of hypertension, diabetes, obesity. Those are people that's because of the diet. population, a lot of Caribbean individuals, and the diet, very starchy. So they tend to develop things. So we spend a lot of time giving them advice to take your medications and do some exercise as you can, and also what they eat. I mean, if you watch what you eat and do some exercise and medication, get some adequate rest, those are fun for the health. So that's really good. Of course, after the pandemic, people are worried. We see a lot of anxiety, depression. People think high at home in terms of money. So the kids are home, and even to go to work, for example, and the kids who's going to be watching the kids, babysitting the kids, and so on. So we get a lot of psychological issue right now going on. People don't know what's going on. And of course, more people are getting infected with the virus, and we set up to stay home. Okay, and just eat properly. Take the if it's bad enough, obviously, then they have to go to the hospital and see some doctor. But there's medication that's been very very effective for this. So we're telling them to start for them, and a lot of people are getting better without having to go to the hospital. So that's it's very challenging, but that's the top area for everybody we have to deal with.
Right. Gotcha. And thank you. Appreciate that. I'm gonna take one quick commercial break and then come back, but I do want to get your standpoint when we come back from the break on how best or effectively we can kind of do the return to school safely, because that's the biggest top of mind conversation nationally. Like, how are kids going to be able to go back to school while still managing the pandemic? Because of course we don't have a vaccine yet. But in the meantime, guys, stay tuned. We're going to come right back after these messages.
At Taco John's, you can expect one thing: so good. As in quality ingredients used in tacos and burritos made just for you. Every single bite.
So good.
Expect nothing less at Taco John's.
And we are back. Did you have a taco? Kind of echoing the lady in the commercial. But yeah, thank you so much for taking the time. I do want to, get your thoughts as a medical professional on how you feel we can safely bring kids back to school, especially given that in the state of Florida, they're pretty much mandating in-person classes in addition to distance learning. What do you think is the most effective way for kids to be able to come back to school while being safe from COVID-19?
Okay, this issue is extremely political, as you probably know. But looking at it medically, I think that distance learning is probably the safest way to go right now. We don't have a cure. The vaccine is not ready yet. So when you have a classroom and we have a teacher, they have the students in one class, kids are kids. They're going to go around, and some of them will wear masks, some of them will take it off, things like that. So and that's going to be a very, very making work. So I would say for the next 2 months, at least for the beginning of this year, that they should stay at home and do distance learning. I mean, you worked before when this just happened, so you can work now. My daughter is back. I have a 16-year-old girl and an 18-year-old son, and they actually told me that it works. In fact, they were saying that this learning is even more difficult because they have to focus more and they have to be more involved. You cannot go to class. You can be in class. You can think about something in the class, but when you're doing learning, so you actually so you have to participate. So I would say for now it will be safe and wise to distance learning and still things slow down. And now we can pick it up. For the kids going to college, they're going to be staying indoors. They're going to be sharing. showers, things like that. Is one. I mean, I think it's spread, can really be spread it's population. So I would recommend just learning from how what you can see.
Gotcha. And that I agree with that. Just me personally, I think it's best to kind of keep the distance at the moment because kids are active, just as you said, they're going to want to interact with each other, especially after months of quarantine. The first thing they're going to want to do is probably hug or some kind of physical contact, you know what I mean? Just to kind of greet their friends once again or reunite with their friends once again. But I know you have a busy day ahead of you, so I did want to allow you the opportunity now if there's anything that you want our audience to know and where they can learn more about comprehensive health centers as well.
Yes, I do. We are launching a new branch of our business, and our main business is comprehensive health center, but we call it comprehensive medical aesthetics. So we're getting into the aesthetic business, and we just bought a lot of fancy computers, fancy laser equipment that does all types of stuff. We're doing some liposuctions, laser liposuctions, which is less painful than these mechanical ones where you have to go ahead and do a lot of things with the stomach. We also do what we call laser head removal, tattoo removals for facial vision acne like that. We have lasers that can take care of that. We have also a laser treatment called Stimulate. For women, we have stress incontinence. They cough, and then when they cough, they all exercise, they tend to have leaking. The bladder tends to leak. So we have a treatment for that, as well as women who have difficulty in terms of reaching, being satisfied sexually. We have some treatment for that. They call the OSAs. And for women who have vaginal activity because they have 2 or 3 kids, unfortunately, multiple births cause the vagina to be loose. We have laser equipment that tend to help tighten the vagina. So we have a lot of treatment we're going to launch that very soon. We're going to have more information in the future when we can do that. But it looks like within the next 4 weeks, we're going to start doing this. So you see it on the social media. And of course, I'm pretty sure Food and National News are going to come here and do a special on that. So the folks can see the actual equipment so they can see what it does.
Absolutely. And guys, if you want to find out more, the website is right below us. Very big text. That way you don't miss it. Just go to chcmed.com to find out more. And Dr. Moise, thank you so much for taking the time. I know you are a very busy man, so thank you so much for being on our show very briefly. And, we appreciate the work that you do in the community for sure. And we'll certainly be there to cover the big announcement.
Thank you so much.
All right. You have a great day. Take care.
Thank you.
Sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for bearing with us during that interview. And we thank Dr. Moise again for joining us today, for coming online very briefly in the middle of his very busy day to be able to basically share his story with you guys and share what he's been working on, particularly, as it relates to comprehensive health centers and as it relates to COVID-19. It's always interesting to hear the perspective from a medical professional who is kind of the boots on the ground in the community and actually helping residents to be able to recover from COVID-19 or their various other health challenges. And again, thank you guys for tuning in here for FNN Politics and Power. That does it for the Thursday edition. And of course, you guys will see me later this afternoon at 5 with the evening news rundown. And it is a Thursday, so Jamesia Stoudemire from Los Angeles will join me today for your entertainment 4 for 4. And if you haven't yet, be sure to like, follow, subscribe, all that fun stuff. You can find us at Florida National News on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. And a couple of our other Facebook pages include FNN News Live and FNN News TV. And if you're interested in being a sponsor for one of our segments, we have 5 different shows. If you're interested in sponsoring one of the segments or advertising with us, just shoot us an email at ads@floridanationalnews.com. And tomorrow is Friday, guys. So you already know Friday is the action-packed day here at Florida National News. The action starts at 1 p.m. Eastern, noon Central, and 10 a.m. Pacific time, where Jenny Rosario de Castellano will be interviewing actress and model Diana Lavelle. So tune in for that awesome interview. We look forward to having Diana on the show. And then at 5 p.m., you guys will see me again with the evening news rundown. And then at 8, our lovely Casey Hudson will be back with the FNN Sports Take. So Friday is packed, and I'll see you a little bit later this afternoon with the evening news rundown at 5 p.m. So take care. Have a great rest of your afternoon.